Well, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for your patience as we're setting up. You see a lot of people to my left and to the right. And really what this means is this was amazing teamwork, any way you put it, whether it's the law enforcement agencies that are represented here or the family that is here in support of what happened. Today marks a significant and long-awaited step towards justice in the case of the senseless murder of our Los Angeles County Sheriff's Deputy, Juan Abel Escalante, which occurred back on August 2nd of 2008. After 17 years on the run, 38-year-old fugitive Roberto Salazar has finally been returned to the United States to face justice. The Mexican Attorney General's office and the Mexican Security Ministry have confirmed the transfer of 26 individuals to the United States, following an agreement with the U.S. Department of Justice that it will not seek the death penalty in this specific case. This transfer represents the culmination of tireless and unwavering work by a broad group of law enforcement detectives from the Sheriff's Department, the Los Angeles Police Department, and the U.S. Marshal's Office, along with our District Attorney's Office. Among them, I want to especially recognize Sheriff's Homicide Unsolved Detective, or Unsolved Unit Detective, I should say, David Ishibashi, whose relentless commitment to this case embodies the best of what we all stand for. From the very beginning, our investigators have worked side by side with the Los Angeles Police Department and our federal partners at the U.S. Marshals Service, leaving no lead unchecked and no effort spared. Now, just a little bit of the background on what happened back in 2008. In the early morning hours of August 2nd of 2008, Deputy Juan Abel Escalante, a dedicated public servant, a husband, a father, and a very proud member of the law enforcement family here at the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, was ambushed and killed outside his Los Angeles home as he was getting ready to leave to work. A joint investigation by the Los Angeles Police Department's Robbery Homicide Division and our Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department Homicide Bureau quickly identified suspect Roberto Salazar, a known criminal street gang member, as one of the suspects involved in the murder of Deputy Escalante. While 5 other suspects were arrested, Salazar fled to Mexico and eluded capture for over a decade. In 2009, Salazar indicated in a federal RICO case targeting the criminal gang he had ties to, and a series of warrants followed. A federal warrant for his arrest was issued in September of 2009, followed by a Los Angeles County Superior Court felony warrant in 2011 for the murder of our Deputy Escalante. Salazar is believed to be the passenger in the suspect vehicle on the day of this murder. Despite multiple failed attempts to arrest him over the years, our resolve never, ever wavered. Then earlier this year in March, Mexican authorities working with the U.S. Marshals Service Technical Operations Group developed information which led to the location and eventual arrest of Salazar approximately 3 hours south of Mexico City. After months of legal proceedings, his extradition has finally been secured. Our goal was always very clear: to bring justice to Deputy Escalante's family. We have never forgotten our brother, Deputy Juan Abel Escalante. Justice has been a long time coming, but today we are one step closer. A little bit more about Juan. He was born on September 4th, 1980. He served our country as a U.S. Army reservist. He graduated from Academy Class 346 or 346 on April 6th of 2006. He eventually was assigned to Men's Central Jail, where he worked for 2.5 years. He had earned a reputation at work for caring deeply about his partners, being absolutely dependable and a go-to guy, and would absolutely get things done. Deputy Escalante was a family man who loved his 3 children, and he loved music as well. Throughout the years, our deputies have continued to support the Escalante family and stayed in touch with them, including attending graduations, birthday celebration, and family events. This milestone would not have been possible without the steadfast collaboration of our partners, the Los Angeles Police Department, the U.S. Marshal Service, the U.S. Department of Justice, and the Mexican law enforcement authorities. Each agency played a critical role in this operation, and we are deeply grateful for all of their efforts on behalf of the family. While today's development cannot undo the grief to bring back Deputy Escalante, it delivers a measure of accountability. Salazar will now answer for his alleged role in this brutal and heinous crime. In a United States courtroom and in the community where Deputy Escalante served his community and gave his life. Just days ago, on the anniversary of his death, several of our deputies stood alongside Deputy Escalante's family at his gravesite, honoring not only the fallen deputy, but a loved one whose absence still is felt very deeply amongst all of us. Our department will never forget Deputy Escalante and will always stand with his family today, tomorrow, and for as long as it takes. We remain committed to seeing this case through to its conclusion and honoring Deputy Escalante's service and the sacrifice that he made. And may he still continue to rest in peace. With that, I'd like to call up my partner to the mic, the Chief of the Los Angeles Police Department, Chief Jim McDonald.
Well, thank you, Sheriff, and good afternoon, and thank you all for being here. Today marks a significant milestone in the pursuit of justice for the murder of Los Angeles County Sheriff's Deputy Juan Escalante that occurred back in August of 2008. I remember that very clearly, being at the scene and remembering the impact that it had on the law enforcement community and the community in which he resided as well. A traumatic event, certainly, for all who knew him. The ambush and killing of Deputy Escalante outside his home in the city of Los Angeles was an act of senseless violence that deeply affected both the Sheriff's Department and the LAPD families, as well as, I mentioned, our entire community. In 2008, there was a surge in gang crime in the Northeast area. The area was seeing crimes against the community as well as targeted threats to law enforcement rise. Following the murder of Deputy Escalante, an Avenues Gang Task Force was formed to target gang violence in the area. The task force used every tool and technology at its disposal to gather information that proved critical in identifying Salazar as the suspect. Unfortunately, before detectives were able to secure an arrest warrant for Salazar, he fled to Mexico. Since then, LAPD detectives have been working with the U.S. Marshal Service and the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department to arrest Salazar. About 5 months ago, Salazar was located and arrested in Mexico. This outcome was made possible with the assistance of the LAPD Foreign Prosecution Liaison Unit and Gang and Narcotics Division. Today, Roberto Salazar, who was in the suspect vehicle the night of Deputy Escalante's murder, has been returned to the United States to face trial. This outcome was made possible through extraordinary cooperation between local, state, federal, as well as international partners. I want to extend my deepest gratitude to every agency and individual who worked tirelessly across the border for many years to be able to ensure that all involved in this terrible crime are brought before the court. The arrest and return of Salazar demonstrates our unwavering commitment. No matter how much time passes, we will pursue justice for victims, their families, and our community. On behalf of the LAPD, we honor the memory of Deputy Juan Escalante, and we reaffirm our dedication to protecting those who protect others. Let me introduce now the District Attorney of Los Angeles County, Nathan Hochman. Thanks, Nate.
The relentless pursuit of justice. One often hears those words, but you actually get to see that played out in this particular case. On August 2nd, 2008, a brutal and tragic killing of a member of our law enforcement community happened. Los Angeles Sheriff's Deputy Juan Escalante. And as you heard, what then happened was law enforcement and the district attorney's commitment to bring these killers to justice. And working with the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department, working with the Los Angeles Police Department, prosecutors in my office, in the DA's office, in particular, John Colello and Phil Sterling, began that mission to bring these killers to justice. There were 6 people involved in this absolute brutal murder. 5 of them have already received justice and been through the system. The shooter was named Carlos, went by the moniker Stony Velasquez. He actually pled guilty to first-degree murder with special circumstances and is doing a life without the possibility of parole sentence. Guillermo Hernandez, also known as Flea, was one of the back seat passengers that day. And he, too, pled guilty to voluntary manslaughter with a gang allegation and is doing 24 years in prison. Jose Renteria, he went by the name Snapper. He actually went ahead and went to trial in this matter, and he is the one who supplied the murder weapon to Mr. Velasquez. After going to trial, he was convicted on the charges, and he is doing life without the possibility of parole in prison. Arnaldo Pinata also went by the moniker Nolo. He was the person that was forced to drive by Mr. Velasquez, and he cooperated and testified for the people at the preliminary hearing and the trial of Mr. Renteria. He was sentenced to 14 years in state prison. The 5th person is Armando Albarran. He went by the moniker Chivo. He actually was formally extradited by Mexico back on December 14, 2012, and he pled guilty to first-degree murder and is serving 25 years to life. Mr. Salazar, Roberto Salazar, went by the moniker Scanless. He has been charged in these various complaints. He is looking at the maximum sentence of also life without the possibility of parole. This could not have happened but for a relentless pursuit of justice by the District Attorney's Office, by the LA Sheriff's Department, by the Los Angeles Police Department, joined by our federal partners, particularly the U.S. Department, the U.S. Marshals, and also the U.S. Department of Justice, then working with an international cooperation with the Mexican authorities to make this possible. Our prosecutors, Eric Sadal and Carmen Mejia, will be prosecuting Mr. Salazar in the upcoming preliminary hearing, and then ultimately goes to trial, going to trial. As I say, in every one of these situations, he is presumed innocent until and unless we present evidence beyond a reasonable doubt to convict him in a court of law, and we will. Again, my thanks to this very, very cohesive partnership that we saw in this case. My words go out to the Escalante family. That relentless pursuit of justice is not over, but we are almost there.
Thank you, Mr. Hochman, and thank you to everyone in your department and to Chief McDonald. I really appreciate the work of all your detectives. Did an amazing job. It took, I think if my math is right, about 17 years, but we never let go. And so just bear with me. I will turn it over to some questions here in a minute or so, but I'd like to read 2 statements from the family. And just so everybody knows, his mom and dad couldn't be here. They're out of state, and they're watching this right now, so this is very important. I would like to take a moment, We would like to thank law enforcement, the district attorney's office, and everyone involved for all of their efforts to bring this suspect into custody after 17 long years. We want to thank God for justice finally being served. The second statement, the first statement is from mom and dad. And again, they're out of state. And mom and dad, I know you're with us here in spirit. And from having previous conversations with you on the phone, I know you're very happy about this development. The second statement is from Deputy Escalante's wife at the time, Celeste Escalante. I appreciate the hard work that everyone has put into bringing this suspect to the United States and getting justice for Abel. Abel was truly never forgotten. So with that, I'll open it up to any questions that any of you may have.
How did Mexico actually find this guy?
Through a lot of hard work.
Can we expand on that?
So with me today who didn't speak was a Deputy U.S. Marshal here, Luis Flores. So, Mr. Flores, I don't know if you're able to address any specifics. Thank you. Any specifics on that? The most important part is that we got him. He's here with us. And the U.S. Marshal is saying he can expand on that. And you know what? For right now, I'm okay with that.
When you're talking about this gentleman as being what member of, how many people, how many suspects in all were involved with the murder of the deputy at this point? This is the last outstanding person you have?
Yes, this is number 6.
What do you get him for? And do you think you've really got the hard evidence all the way around to make it stick after 19 years?
I know that the detectives from the Los Angeles Police Department, and I'll turn the mic over to Chief McDonald. He could talk more specifically about that. But I know between his detectives and the great work they did initially, our work from the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department and the cold case unit that has been working this case, and the evidence that we're going to turn over to the district attorney's office, I am confident that not only did we get the right person, but I have all the trust in the world in our deputy district attorneys that they'll be able to prosecute this individual.
As the last outstanding person of 6 people, who many of whom have already been prosecuted, what was it like for you personally and throughout the department getting word that this last piece, missing puzzle piece, has been captured and brought back to the U.S.?
From talking to our employees who were intimately involved in this case, a huge sigh of relief. When a member of our department is killed in the line of duty, and I think I could speak for the Los Angeles Police Department and the U.S. Marshal Service and the DA's office, it's a great loss to us. And we commit to the family from the time it happened that we will do everything we can to support their individual needs. And if there is an outstanding suspect in a murder, as there was in this case, we assure them that we will do everything we can, resource-wise, to make sure that we bring these individuals to justice. So getting the satisfaction from so much hard work from our detectives, and I believe we have some of the best detectives in this region, no one's going to get away, not like this. So to be able to have the satisfaction of making a call to the family or seeing them face to face and tell them that we brought the killers of your husband, your son, or your father to justice, there's no feeling like that in the world. But we're here, and we're happy with the results so far.
Maybe for the district attorney, what's the exact charge? And with other people already making plea deals or being prosecuted, do you have a succinct motive in this case? We know that he obviously worked at the jail, but also lived in a neighborhood that had gang issues. Was it related to either one of those things?
Yes, it was related. The charges are first-degree murder with special circumstances and conspiracy to commit murder as well. it carries a life without the possibility of parole sentence. The actual evidence we'll certainly are happy to discuss in court. We're not going to go through the evidence today. Needless to say that we have been on a relentless pursuit of Mr. Salazar from the beginning as one of the 6 individuals responsible for this murder. I mentioned before, we've already tried this case once before with Mr. Renteria. We convicted him, and he was sentenced to life without the possibility of parole. The prosecutors we have on this case are some of our best prosecutors. The original prosecutors were some of the best. The current group of prosecutors are some of the best. We fully anticipate convicting Mr. Salazar of life of first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit murder, with the special allegation as well.
But it's fair to say he wasn't in uniform when he was leaving the house that morning. It's fair to say he was targeted?
He was not in unit. He was off duty at that moment in time on his way to Men's Central Jail. The evidence that will come out about his targeting will be developed in court.
Given the evidence in the trial, Mr. Huckman, is that key to being able to get a conviction in this next case coming up? The fact that you convicted other people, that evidence backs up and shows his complicity in the crime?
We won't be able to use the convictions themselves against Mr. Salazar, but certainly the evidence that was developed in the prior trial we would be able to use against Mr. Salazar. Much of it will be overlapping evidence.
And if I could make one last comment, it looks like the question portion of this is over. If anything is clear from what we're talking about here, right here, today, it is unacceptable, and you asked the question whether they knew he was a deputy sheriff or not. To kill anybody in that shape, way, or form is 100% unacceptable. But I'm going to make something very clear. If you out there, specifically being a member of a gang, are going to shoot or kill one of our deputy sheriffs, a police officer, look around me. We never gave up. And it was this team effort that brought these individuals to justice, even if they thought they can seek safe haven in another country. We're going to get you. You better think about that. We're not going to stop coming for you. And again, on behalf of the family, they want to really thank all of you for being here, covering this story. To mom and dad out of state, we did it. We did it for the family. And I'm very proud of the work we've done today. Thank you very much for coming and covering this very important story. Thank you.
Anybody need Spanish?